feeling the pain. It was actually doing something to the nerves. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. I just want to see what you like about that.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, actually. Kind of, so it seems that you've made the distinction between it kind of not being medication and that kind of helping you more.
Yeah.
And I actually, without sounding biased, I quite like that. It's kind of, there's understanding that there's more than medication for your pain as well.
Yeah.
And you talked about acupuncture and cupping as well, and stretching, which are all kind of things that people don't normally think about as the first treatment of pain.
I suppose they're really old-fashioned, not old-fashioned, but they've been going on for centuries, haven't they? So, yeah.
Is there anything else that's particularly positive, or in terms of treatments you can think of?
I quite like aromatherapy.
Okay.
When we went to, it's called Goring, or Lint House, the police place.
Got you.
It was mostly men with lots, different varying levels of anxiety, and obviously for men, they just think that's a bit feminine. And they were all very, very sceptical policemen, going, "Oh, we're all right, okay." But you'd be surprised how many people really took to it. It's they were mad for it. Nearly everybody went home after the 2 weeks, because we all keep in touch. That's the other thing.
That's lovely.
We all keep in touch. So that I suppose that's kind of socialising, communicating about your feelings, isn't it? A lot of them bought exactly the same sort of, it's a little stone that you warm up and put your oil on.
Oh, okay.
So we all bought, about 3 or 4 of us bought exactly the same one that they gave us at the police rehab centre. So, I think the aromatherapy, I've always liked it, but they told us a bit more about it. So, aromatherapy.
So you touched on something about kind of support and keeping in touch, and then you kind of just about to say something about that. Can you talk to me a little bit more about that as well?
I think, there's a group, I can't remember, there's 11 of us, 10 of us. We kind of made a WhatsApp group while we were there. And then since we've all come away, because we come from all over the country, from the Met to, all over the place, couldn't possibly, we're trying to meet up, but whether it ever gets off the ground, it just if you're having a bad day, or a good day, or the police have done something shitty, like one of the girls tried to be moved from intelligence to response with anxiety issues. There's just no way that we were like, that can't happen, you've got to fight it. And in the end, so that sort of or triumphs, like that's the other thing, since November I've lost 30 pounds in weight.
Congratulations.
I know.
That's awesome.
So you put it on there and everybody's like, that's brilliant. And I suppose it's just that. And it's partly because they're all police. They're not my friends who aren't police.
Yeah.
Well, they are my friends, but you know what I mean? They're not close friends. They don't want to hear about...
But they understand what you're going through.
Yeah, and we're all got separate issues. Some do go on to medication, and some weren't sure, and everybody's like, don't worry about medication. It's like this kind of group chat. Sounds really naff. We're all in our we're all really in our 40s and 50s, so and it's really just and it's like we don't chat every day, but if you've got something that happened, like I asked one of the younger ones, he was going on his advanced driving for traffic, and he ended up his course went really well, but his anxiety caught up with him at the end, and he failed. And we were all like, okay, just take stock. Do think about taking some meds, and it was sertraline, and lots of people going, I take this, and it was just that sort of, I don't know, I'm doing that like it's a sort of pillow, or like sort of, little kind of support that other people understand.
That's really interesting, really cool. It's just you kind of, I wanted to explore it a bit more because you said it, and your face kind of went.
It is. Yeah. It's just kind of knowing they're all sort of there, similar sort of sense of humour, but if something rubbish happens, the others buoy them up a bit. It's not constant, it's just kind of there. Yeah.
Would you say, I don't want to put words in your mouth, is it like an anchor or anything like that? How would you kind of describe that if you were kind of...
It's like I suppose it's like a safety net, in the sense that I don't have to burden my close friends with anything. Or, crow about something, or just a shitty job I've been to, or something like that, everybody sort of just gets, really.
No, that's actually really nice. It's quite a nice thing to have, I suppose.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Cool. So, can I move on then to the next part of the interview? So if I can ask, how has your experience of treatment seeking led you to review yourself as a person?
Well, obviously we all Google factors and back pain and all the rest of it, and the obvious things were weight, too much weight. You're obviously putting pressure on your back, so lose weight. Being stationary, sitting down for too long, and just sat on your. Because basically, I was on mobile surveillance for 16 years, and I was sat in the car for hours and hours and hours. So
I remember you saying that. Actually,
and so I think that was a lot of the background, and a lot of ex-surveillance officers have got bad backs. So I'm thinking, right, and then the investigation, I'm just sat at the desk. So I had the opportunity to move, and at first it seemed a negative move, but because I'm mobile and the people are really nice at Canley, it's the best thing ever. It's hard to explain. It's just, I can walk for 11 miles, my back doesn't hurt, I'm tired, but it's just that mobility, and I don't have to stay in the office, I don't have to sit, I'm just up and about. Yeah. So that's sort of, just thinking about, or Googling the back pain, so it's weight loss, keeping mobile, really does work.
Yeah, and it's everything you seem to have done just through this move.
Yeah.
It's not like you've had to make, and it's like the effort's been made and your circumstances have changed to suit that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Has that been, and you talked earlier about kind of coming home and stuff like flaring up.
Yeah.
Has that kind of stopped or reduced since you've come into this role? Since
yeah,
you've been
it has. It still leaks out, and that's just more to do with just the normal pressures at home, and I tend to, instead of going, as it were, to my back, it very, very rarely goes to my back. I tend to just say, stutter a bit, and then the kids know that Mummy's getting a bit wound up. But hey ho, it's better than hobbling around with my walking stick. So it has, even though, coming home to that, it doesn't trigger the back pain.
That's good.
Yeah.
So do you feel that kind of this has impacted your identity at all?
Yeah, I just feel like the old Lisa. It sounds strange. I was just, instead of some... and you do, I can see some of the questions, what they were getting at. You do feel sort of decrepit, useless. Yeah. As if it's going to be like this forever. And that's how I felt last summer. And that was like, what's that, 2017? In 2014 I ran the London Marathon, so it was just...
Oh my goodness.
I couldn't... when you can't... Changing from that person to person walking with a stick was just... It was horrendous. Not horrendous. It was just... I didn't understand why it was all kind of... Yeah, it was... So that just made me feel that kind of blobby, decrepit... drinking too much alcohol at home type person to getting out and about, positive. There's a lot more women on my shift as well. Very male orientated environment and counter-terrorism. Come here, the shift is nearly all women. Wow. So that's, I don't know why that changes things, but it just seems to. And women my age.
Ah, that's nice. Yeah. So is that kind of nice as well, and kind of having people your age, or women your age specifically, to kind of speak to and things like that too? Yeah, because there was a bit of an issue before I left the other job, because I was trying to say I'm hot, I'm menopausal, I can't remember things, and when you were saying there could be issues with my performance, and I was saying I don't think there's a lot of issues, and it was like trying to tell a room full of men that about the menopause was just... Yeah, that can't be fun. It was horrible. And so I get to Canley, like I said, and I'm like, oh gosh, I'm really hot, and another guy, I get itchy, and I get this, and I can't remember anything, and I've started HRT and nobody else has, so they're all going, well, is it working, sort of thing.
You know, so it's just that kind of, yeah.